Hey y'all, so we had some slight technical difficulties. Basically, I finished the video, or at least I thought I did, and my phone stopped recording because it literally ran out of space. And now Harry is just kind of flipping out. So, basically, I'm shooting this other video to try and finish the tutorial episode, which kind of got cut off at 3:11-ish or so. We were right in the middle of the scavenging phase. We hadn't ended it yet, so we might as well just try to finish that second turn and just get this done. So, okay. I tried putting everything back the way it was, more or less. It was hard remembering where everything was, so there may be some inaccuracies here. That's why I'm trying to explain this, but we're going to try to end this here, okay? So let's just pick the next exploration card that does say rubble, so we can dig through with a shovel. We would have to return one exploration card, raise the noise by 1, and roll for the noise. We could get a lot more goodies this way, though. Might have an encounter. Could always toss this. Or save it for later. Yeah, we can save it for later. We can just place it on the exploration slot. There's like 5 exploration cards left, though. Let's see what the next one says. This says search the pantry. You may ignore this card or return 2 exploration cards. Well, if we return 2 exploration cards, we're down to 2, but we do get to draw and resolve 1 pantry card without risking an encounter. Harry? Alright, let's do that. We're going to return 2, and then that way we can draw and resolve 1 card with the pantry to see if we get some more stuff. Okay, so we get a vegetable and a cigarette. Vegetable and a cigarette. And we can roll for special findings. Here. Roll for special findings. It is 6, so we do get nothing, basically, because 4 to 6 is 2 chems. I think we already got all of the chems from the box, or at least we did last time around. I'm not really sure how that worked. We found nothing. We found nothing. Alright, so let's see. Put this back, and we discard the pantry one. Next card says we're going to ignore this card. And now we're going to use the final card. We're going to return this. We raise the noise by 1 and roll for the noise. So it's 7. And we'll see if we get that encounter. We get a 9. So we missed the encounter. That was pretty lucky. Okay. So, that means we get 5 cards back from the exploration deck. Alright. And we get to resolve 2 findings cards from the heap chart. So, first one is a reality impact, so we'll have to resolve this now. Something unexpected has happened. I'm just being paranoid and checking to make sure it's still recording. Hate that. Anyway, after digging through, add 5 cards, blah, 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 blah. Yeah. Reality impact. Something unexpected has happened. Draw a card from the colors deck to determine the color of the script. Then check the number with that color on the rare findings chart of the current location card. Okay, rare findings, huh? This says red. So rare findings is 64. So let's go to the book of the scripts to see what the heck happens. $64. Okay, 64 says the hospital building was never meant to take in as many wounded as it now did. And this is why the makeshift beds and the people in them could be found even in the many buildings adjacent to the main one. What was left of them lay there as well. We grab a thick notebook and browse through it. Some journalist left it behind. If you take it, write Journal 64 on a blank token and place it on the findings pile. Write on the token 1453, 1145, a bunch of numbers consecutively. During any day actions phase, night raid phase, or dawn phase, you may read any one of the chapters. Resolve an appropriate number and then cross it off the token. Okay, that's interesting. Okay. So I guess we get to talk about that now. There are some blank tokens. They give you blank tokens and blank cards. You can write very special, unique things onto. So here's a new blank token. And we write down, running low on room here. It says Journal 64. Journal 64. I'll try to fit all these other numbers down on there. Let's see. 1453, 1145, 618, 1382, 419, 1667, 1933, 1405, and 869. Okay, I somehow managed to fit them all on that tiny little token. All right, so we add that to the findings pile. That is a journal that we can apparently open up and read every now and again. Some journalist wrote a bunch of stuff down, and maybe some of them might be useful. Let me see. Once again, it says during any day actions phase, night raid phase, or dawn phase, you may read one of the chapters, resolve an appropriate number, and then cross it off the token. So it doesn't even say that it like costs an action or whatever. We can just choose to try and use the journal in any one of those phases. Day, night raid, or dawn. So I guess we pick a random number and just see what happens. So that is interesting. Boy, you really never know what the hell's going to happen with this game. Okay, so that was from the colors deck. Put that back. We dug through the rubble. That was the first findings card. Let's see. Find that number. Blah, blah, blah. Afterwards, place this card under the current location card when that location... Well, we have yet another reality impact underneath the hospital. Okay. So we take the rubble and we discard that. I'm pretty sure I put 5 more down. Yes. Okay. And we do get to do one more findings from the heap chart. Okay, so now we get a mechanical part, shell, and weapon part. All right. Weapon part and shell. Okay. Roll for special findings, and it is 3 means nothing. Yeah, 1 to 3 is nothing. Okay. All right, we'll put this back in here. Draw the next card. It says you may ignore this card or poke about. Let's see, we've got 4 exploration cards left, so we could burn one to choose one finding in the special findings chart for this location. Or we can roll for the noise. I think we're returning an exploration card, and then we're going to choose one thing. We might want 100% alcohol. Will we get that? That would weigh us down, though. Maybe we could take meds? More meds would be good. Let's take meds. Why the hell not? It is a hospital, after all. Alright, so let's see. Then we discard this, and we take the next one, and it says, once again, we can search the heap. We can return 2 exploration cards, and raise the noise by 1, or raise the noise by 1 and roll for noise. We have precisely 2 exploration cards left, but if we burn those, we get to safely search the heap. We just roll the noise by 1 and we don't roll for it. We draw and resolve 1 card from the findings deck, heap chart. Okay. So this will be the last thing we do, I guess, and we'll be done with the scavenging phase. What's on this heap chart? It says electric part, filter, and shell. Okay. So we get, let's see, another electrical part and yet another filter and another shell. Is there a shell in here? There should be. Ammo. Oh, no, there we go. Here's a shell. One. Alright, and we get to roll for special findings. Do we get anything with special findings? We get a 10, and that means bandages. Are there any bandages left? There are. We get even more bandages. Okay. Wow, that's a ton of stuff. All right, so exploration is done. That means we put all this stuff back into the exploration deck. Slide that back into findings. Shuffle the exploration deck. I'm guessing we still keep this residence deck like that. I think we didn't pull any residence cards, so we still get to see the top card thanks to that gossiping that we did. Let's see here. So yeah. The end of the scavenging phase, we put everything back in the decks. Right, and now we get to decide what we're going to take back with us. So let's put all the stuff that actually weighs something on the bottom here. Mechanical parts, weapon parts, broken pistol, sugar, weapon part, mechanical part, filter, shovel, canned food, other filter. Is there anything else that weighs anything? Just broken guitar, okay. Everything else is good. We can take all that stuff, including the journal. We have 7 things we can take with us. We're definitely taking the broken guitar, the shovel, and where's the saw blade? That's odd. Oh, it's already in here. Okay. And that doesn't weigh anything. Okay, we can just take that back, period. So this is 3 things. We definitely want the canned food, so that's 4. We already have 1 filter. We can afford to take 3 more things. So we could take stuff from this pile, or we could take back, we can throw all this stuff out and take 3 water back with us. This is a lot of stuff to throw out, but we'd really only be able to take 3 of these things. I would like to take mechanical parts back, but we can't drink that now, can we? We still haven't made our rainwater collector just yet. So we probably want to take we're just gonna ditch all of this. I mean, we could take 1 mechanical part and then just 2 water back with us. We would need 2 more water on top of that, though. We still get a lot of stuff, even if we dump most of the stuff. And we definitely don't need weapon parts and the broken pistol yet. We can't do anything with that, other than, like, trade it for stuff. Alcohol might be kinda nice. We can make mechanical parts in a filter, and we already have 1 filter. Boy, if we had 1 mechanical part, though, we could, like, immediately make, I think, a rainwater collector. I think we need, like, 1 mechanical part and a filter, and 5 components and 2 wood. So we would need to get more components by, like, poking about or scavenging. But if we took a mechanical part with us, we could take 2 water. We wouldn't have to use any components to make another mechanical part. Because that would be great. We don't have an awful lot of mechanical parts. We would just need to find like 4 components to be able to make a rainwater collector for the next day phase. Alright, so let's do that. We'll take 1 mechanical part with us, and that means we can take 2 water back with us. That's better than nothing, but we're going to need to get 2 more water and some more food some kind of way, or we're gonna have a problem here. Okay, so I think all this other stuff needs to go back into the box. So we're leaving all of this behind. We just choose the findings. I don't think we throw anything back in the box just yet. Yeah, we just choose the findings. Then we go to the night raid, and some stuff is going to happen with Roman here. Okay. So we already know that we are resolving the Starving People Night Raid card. Roman does not technically have a weapon, but since he's Roman and he's former military, he has a special rule that he always counts as having like a melee weapon. So he gets to roll this melee die rather than that very underwhelming unarmed die. And Roman also has a prowess of 3, so we can re-roll this die 3 times to try and up to 3 more times to try and get a good result. We want to at the very least eliminate the wound here because he already has 2 wounds. So let's roll this die here and see how much damage we can reduce. We only get a 1, so let's re-roll it again. Now we get a nothing. We get 2 more re-rolls. We still get nothing. Great, we get a script. Okay. This went better last time. Because I ended up rolling a 2, so we got to ignore his wound, and we only took 3 damage. But now we're getting this script, and I have no idea what the hell that means. So the way the script works is we could say that's just a miss, or we could tempt fate and see what might happen. It could be nothing, it could be something good, it could be something really bad. Let's draw the top fate card and see it's nothing. Because it shows a red combat die and it says jam, so it's still just a miss. So nothing bad happened per se. But nothing good happened either. So shit. All right, we're cheating. I'm just going to try to rewind and do what happened last time. Y'all are going to have to take my word for it. He got it too. Okay? He got it too. He did. So we only need to remove 3 things. Let's see. I think I got rid of moonshine, cigarette, and 1 coffee. Or we can get rid of 1 vegetable. No, we don't want to get rid of vegetables. We have coffee over here. We don't. We do have a vegetable, though. We have a vegetable and a canned food. Let's see. With 1 vegetable, 1 canned food over here, and 2 vegetables over here. That's enough to feed everybody. We have to get rid of 3 green tokens. So we could get rid of a cigarette. Do we have a cigarette up here? Yeah, we do. We have 1 cigarette. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. We can get rid of 1 coffee. We still have 1 coffee. So it'd be nice to have 2 coffees, but yeah, we'll get rid of these 3 things. This is the damage that we took from that night raid. Okay, and then it says to just afterwards shuffle this card back into the deck. Alright, so that's what happened with the night raid. Now, in theory, what should have happened is Roman took yet another wound, bringing him up to 3 wounds, and we would have lost 4 things instead of 3. But I decided to cheat and say, yeah, we got 2, because that is what I got. You'll have to take my word for it. Last time I did this, I got 2 on that, and I kept it because I'm like, yeah, that's good enough. So I should have just kept that 1, but whatever. Okay, so we're gonna do the crime wave, which means we need to add 2 more cards. And I fished out the ones that I did remove, or add, I should say. I need to add 2 more again. We do this at the end of the night phase. We got 2 night raids on the top, so we add those. They are Rugged Hoodlums and a Raging Gang. Cool. We're going to shuffle these into the night raids deck. One of these might appear. Who the heck knows? Okay. Let's see. That raid is done. Now we do Dawn, and we are good. Okay, so we do the Dawn phase. First of all, the scavenging party returns. So we dump all this extra stuff that we can't carry. We've got 1 mechanical part. Yeah, we've got these 5 tokens here and 2 water, and we dump all the rest of this stuff. We have to leave it behind. We can't carry every gosh darn thing, but we still got a whole lot of stuff. So let's drop this other mechanical part, sugar, weapons parts, broken pistol, filter, electrical part, 100% alcohol. Okay. Alright, so now we get to put all the rest of this stuff back in the storage. We successfully got all of this stuff. Managed to get enough food for everybody. And we scored a journal. That didn't happen last time. That did not happen last time, but we're keeping that. Funny how that works, ain't it? We're keeping the good, potentially good thing, but we're throwing out the result that we didn't like. Okay, that's cool. Professional gamer here, y'all. Alright, we got a whole lot of chems, though, to catch us some rats. So that's kind of cool. Alright, so we assign meds and bandages. So we put a bandage on Roman. And then we draw a fate card to see if that actually has healed him. No, but if we hadn't bandaged him, he would be even worse. Looks like if anybody was ill and has meds, then they're good. We discard meds tokens from all characters. If, let's see, cold tokens, when it's boarded up to equals 5 or more, it does not. We're good on cold. Exchange the nearest small location, which is this one here. So we change out the hotel for the central square. Okay, so that happens. No weight tokens. Weight tokens are basically placed on something like the Deadfall Trap, and they get resolved now in the Fate phase. We resolve Spirit A on all character cards. So for Katya, A is her habit. We have to discard 1 coffee or she gets sad. I know I've got at least 1 coffee in here. Yep, we can toss out 1 coffee. And she is good. Saveta, A, if any character in the group is hungry. Nobody is hungry to level 3, so she's good. Pavel, Spirit A is no effect, so just nothing happens to him. He is super good. Roman, A is habit, so we need to discard 1 cigarette for him to not be sad. I think we only have 1. one that we found while we were scavenging. It should be in here somewhere. Yeah, we got one cigarette. Okay. So he tosses that, and now we got... Pretty sure we once again have nothing for coffee and cigarettes. So the habit doesn't always come up when you're checking spirit at the end of the turn, though, so there's that. Alright, but we resolved fate. Shuffle this back into the fate deck. Alright, and then we draw 2 narrative cards. 2 cards from the top. We get Through the Sewers and Close Call. Play during any combat. Ignore all wounds from a single combat die roll. Well, that might have come in handy last time. The other one is Through the Sewers, though, and I think we're going to do this one, because this would allow us, I think, to put Savetta on scavenging next time, because she has no fatigue. Katya and Pavel almost certainly need to rest. Roman will probably have to do guard duty again, which is a little risky, but he can probably handle himself, so that's good. Anyway, we will keep this Through the Sewers. Alright, let's see. And that's it. We're good. Okay. Hold the phone here. Oh. I wrote an outro, and then of course it fell on the ground somewhere. Alright, well, that's all for this week, my friends. Next week, we will very likely head back to Zombicide once again. Thanks very much for watching, by the way. If you want to learn more about what I am up to, then you should check out my Blue Sky. Link, as usual, is in the description. If you're feeling generous, you can always throw me a few bucks on my donation page. If you're working class and you hate getting shafted like every single day of your life, then check out the Democratic Socialists of America. If you haven't already, go see if they have a chapter in your city, and maybe you can help build a real working class movement for America. All those links will be in the description as usual, and of course, don't forget to like, comment, or subscribe. I would appreciate that a lot. Anyway, take it easy and take care of each other, y'all.